Hey guys, so here's your Tuesday the 16th programming. We're going to get a 4-minute warm-up, just as many rounds as possible, or maybe a couple rounds. You're not kind of in a huge hurry, but try not to stop. Just kind of sort of a consistent pace for 4 minutes. Wherever you end up is where you're done. So 50-meter run, you can do that in little 10-meter lengths, so you can run to your sort of eyeball it. It doesn't have to be exact, it's just a warm-up. But if you have 25 meters or sort of 10-meter lengths in your house or whatever, or driveway, grass, whatever, kettlebell swings or dumbbell swings, you're just going to do Russian ones, and that means they're going to end up here. So they're going to be just to arms parallel to the floor. So if you're holding that dumbbell like this, right, so all I'm really trying to get out of this is that hip hinge, so I'm not working on an upper body or sort of a shoulder movement. I'm just getting hinged over, a little bit of knee bend, and then I'm really straightening fast, right? And it's not me kind of pulling up with this and kind of not really getting anything out of the way. So it's kind of warming up the hips. And that explosiveness, you're gonna do a few mountain climbers. These ones here, foot right up by the hand. Yeah, and then a wall walk. That's the one where we're walking with your hands up to the wall. Start on the floor. And then back down to the floor. So again, just go as far as you can. You don't have to hit the wall with your nose if you don't have that kind of flexibility down or the skill down or the strength down for that. Just get as far as you can, hold for a second. Biggest thing though is that your body is straight and you're not kind of looking like this or like that. It's hard for me to kind of show you all the angles right now, but yeah, we're just kind of warming up the shoulder. We got a little bit of, we're going to do some handstands later, so we just kind of, those are always a good warm up. Yeah, so just if you get through a round, like it's 4 minutes, so just if you get through a round, start the next one, just kind of move for 4 minutes. Strength, you're doing kind of like a gymnastics skill day mostly, a little bit of strength too, but you're going to do L-sits, so hopefully everyone's got something solid they can use, like a chair, 2 chairs, or a bench, or whatever. And we're going to try to hold 30 to 40 seconds of an L-sit. Good start to the day. Oh, haven't done those enough recently. So that was kind of me starting straight out legs. I probably wouldn't have been able to hold that for the full 40 seconds. Then I would have had to bring them in to this, and that would have been hard enough at the end, right? So start with them as hard as you can, and then you're going to bring your feet in, and then you're going to just try to keep them just off the ground. If you really struggle at keeping your feet off the ground, some people have a hard time doing that at all. You're going to put your toes down, and I'm just trying to take as little weight in the feet as possible. They're just there to kind of take a little bit of weight. Usually we use a band under the parallel and kind of help raise the feet off the ground for some. But try to keep them up, and then if you have to, you just tap them down, and really just trying to not put the weight in the feet. Yeah, and you guys are going to do a weighted plank. That's where if you have a weight to put on your back, it's kind of hard with a dumbbell or whatever, but you could. If you have a plate or something, or you're just going to add time to your plank. But if I have a weight that I can do there, I want to do a little bit longer today, so we're going to do 40 to 60 seconds of a front plank. Body straight. Try to get rid of this, and also the butt up too high. Okay. Like I said, if you don't have weight that you can put on your back, if you can get a dumbbell on your back and balance it, that's all right. right. Probably kettlebell is not a good idea. But if you can, if you don't have a weight, do a minute or do a minute and a half or whatever makes it tough for you. You're gonna end up doing 4 sets of it. If you have a weight, you might be doing 40 seconds, but really heavy. Kind of play around with that. Next part, you're gonna do 1 minute to 2 minutes of handstand, freestanding handstand. For some of you guys, it's about just getting up into a handstand and getting comfortable upside down. And then for other people, maybe you can handstand walk, that's all right, but you've never done a freestanding handstand before, so that would be what I'd be working on. I can do handstand walking pretty comfortably, but a freestanding handstand where I just stand upside down doesn't always go so well. I can get 5 seconds and then I fall over. So that's something I gotta work on. So for most people that have a handstand, it's gonna look like, well actually, if you don't have a handstand, what I want you to do is just work on your kicking up. So you're gonna have a mat or pillows underneath it here, and you're just gonna get into this like sprinter position. And I'm just gonna kick up the one leg first. And I'm just trying to get those arms not to bend. And then once I kind of get that leg close to that wall, I want to bring that other leg up. Okay, and just getting here for some is what you need to work on for 2 minutes, right? If you don't have a solid handstand, if you can't get upside down consistently every time, then it's you're not really ready to work on freestanding handstands. So just getting that kick up, getting confidence so that if you were to try 10 times, you get up 10 times, not sometimes, okay? So once you got a handstand, and if you don't have that, it's kind of working on just kind of kicking up and the arms not bending at all. So even just like some people have their arms do this, they bend. I just want to work on just locking them and not allowing any bend. If you're kind of not that close to a handstand yet, just try that little, with the kids we call them little donkey kicks. You're just going to kick the legs up, see if your arms bend. Don't go for it. Just kind of work your way up slow. So like I said, freestanding handstand, for most people, it's going to be kick up to the wall and then bring the feet away from the wall a little bit. So I kick up, hit the wall, and then I'm going to try to come off the wall. All right. That wasn't a good start to the day. So I was trying to kind of come off the wall, so maybe have my hands about a foot away from the wall, and then I was going to bring my feet a foot away from the wall and hold straight. So that's kind of the next stage, and then if I can kind of start to hold that for a little while, what I also want to do is maybe work on kicking up and not hitting the wall. So you don't want to hear anything. I want to kick up and stop it just before the wall, or not hear anything when I touch the wall. So I'm basically controlling that kick up. So I want to kick up. That wasn't enough. And that was good. I ended up touching the wall, but I kind of stopped myself, kind of was feeling balanced for a little bit. I ended up touching, but I didn't just smash the wall and then pull away, right? So if I were to do that in the middle of the room without a wall, I wouldn't just go right over, right? I'm practicing that control, finding center, and then making little adjustments along the way. So yeah, so you're just going to work on whatever skill you've got. We're just trying to get better at learning our balance. If you want to make this a little bit harder, I would come away from the wall a little bit, still have that safety net of the wall, but maybe 2 feet away, right? Something that if I were to go over, I still have a wall to kind of save me, but I'm not going to flip right over. And then I don't have that kind of help of using the wall to kind of put the heel on it and balance, because it's pretty far away from center. So the further away, the harder it's going to be. And then if you have the skill down pretty good, and you want to kind of mess around on your grass, yeah, go do some freestanding. Especially if you're kind of good at handstand walking, I would kind of maybe set up a little. I like to always do I'll set up a little, which I still struggle at, set up a little square, or maybe use one of the mats in the gym, and then I basically try to see how long I can stay in that square, maybe doing a few little hand motion movements like walking, but I can't move out of that box. So I try to count how long I can stay upright in a square. So I don't get to the luxury of walking, which I find much easier. Okay? And then you guys are going to do a weighted wall squat. So you're going to hold your kettlebell, you're going to hold your dumbbell, you're going to hold your plate on your lap, and this one should just burn. We've done this a bunch of times now. So you're just going to hold at 90 degrees. Right? You can hold the weight like this. You can hold the weight on your lap. You can hold it, right? What I don't want to do is use my hands to push off my thighs. I want to hold just at a 90 or just below. I don't want to just sit down here, right? I could just sit here all day. I'm not really taking any weight. I'm just resting on my thighs. I want to be holding that burn at 90 or just below, okay? So you might be holding different weights. I would be doing a minute and then adjusting your minute based on how heavy your stuff is. So if you have enough weight to kind of, different plates and stuff to be able to kind of adjust to make it like a minute be the right amount of time, great. If you don't have the right amount of stuff, 40 seconds might be all you have because your kettlebell's a little bit heavy. You might need to do a minute 20 because you don't have enough weight to make it hard. But I think a minute should be hard no matter what you do. So you're going to go through those movements 4 times, rotating through, kind of the skill stuff, slow things down, practice. Try not to go into them too tired, and then kind of kill your legs on the wall squat. Kind of hopefully doesn't burn out each movement. Okay, so the WOD is very, very simple. 16 minutes. You're going to do a 200-meter run, so you're going to run to the 100-meter mark and back, or you're going to run that 50 4 times, or you're going to do 50 and back 4 times, 50 back, right? Then you're going to do kettlebell swings. So same like we did in the warm-up, except you're going right to overhead. So same with that hip hinge, right? Bring it in here. Okay, what I don't want to do is squat too much. See how I'm kind of end up pulling that up in my arms, just kind of squatting and then pulling it up. I really want that hinge. Okay, so power's from straightening out here as opposed to this. Okay, and then toes to bar. So if you have a bar at home, some people I know have some pull-up bars, so we're giving you the option of toes to bar. I know most people don't have a pull-up bar at home. So you can either use the doorway or the kettlebell like you did for these toes to kettlebell things. But we're probably not going to do too many of these in the gym, maybe here and there. But just because we have the options of things like toes to bar. But these ones here. So you're going to have the arms out straight, legs on the ground. If I need to make that a little bit easier, I'm just going to tuck up and just get my knees as high up as I can. I know not everyone will be able to touch it. So you're just going to go as many rounds as you can. Should be things that you can do unbroken. Obviously if your weights are right. But if you have a dumbbell or a kettlebell, it's the same. I just hold the dumbbell like the golf club and swing it up like that. I should be able to do 20 in a row if I have the right weight. Maybe make some adjustments if your weight is a little bit heavy or light in reps. Should be able to do 12 of those. If I don't have a kettlebell or something heavy that I can hold on to, the bottom of a doorway is okay to hold on to. Then I'm trying to bring my feet to where my hands are grabbing. But again, I should be able to do 12 in a row. Toes to bar, you might not be able to hold on to 12 in a row. But the idea of this WOD is that you should be able to get some pretty quick rounds so that in 16 minutes you're not just getting you know, 1 or 2 rounds. We want to get more than that. Okay? So yeah, have fun.